Okay, as promised, now we're going to get into the automated workflows section. So this is what we talks about when someone completes a form or takes an action. What kind of automations can we put in place to save our time or our team's time so that they can focus on selling, marketing, whatever it might be, and not have to, um, take time to write a follow-up email every time something happens. So we're in the workflows section within automations, and we will click create workflow at the top right, and we'll do it. We're going to select from template here. Once you get good at this, you'll be able to do it from scratch. But you can see all these different use cases here. So um, there's a lot of internal workflows. So you can tell like a contact owner or someone within your organization when a lead visits the website or interacts with the website. You can create tasks for your team members when a new deal is created. Um, and then on the customer facing side, you can send reminders to customers to renew their subscriptions at a certain date, send an email drip campaign to customers, assign new web leads to contact owners. That's an internal one. Send an email series when a form is submitted. So let's use this template. This is obviously a popular one. So this is like if someone fills that download form to something that you're offering, maybe it's an ebook or a free guide, and you want to send them a email sequence that nurtures them and hopefully upsells them into a full buying customer. This is the type of workflow automation that you'd want to put in place. So um, you can see that it has kind of the trigger here. This is what will enroll the contact in the email sequence. So you can see we first have the triggers that will kick off this action. So we'll click into this and we'll say that if the user submits a form, so if they just submit at least one form and that their traffic source is uh, anything other than an offline source. So if we didn't import them manually, then they would be subscribed into this. I'm going to change this up a little bit, and we're going to click add criteria, and then we're going to select form submissions here. And then we're going to subscribe them to this nurture sequence if they submitted, let's just say this form right here is to download a freebie or a free guide. So we'll click on this, and now they'll be triggered to be enrolled in this if they have filled out the Let's Get Started form from any page. Now you can add criteria and say only if they filled out the form on this page so that we know that they're coming from maybe a Facebook ad campaign or a Google ad campaign, and you can better track your data that way. But for example purposes, we're just going to do it general. Um, and then we're going to remove this. We're going to save that. There we go. And now that's the only criteria that needs to be met to trigger this follow-up sequence. So then the first step that happens is we'll send an email to the enrolled contact, and we're going to choose an email from our list of emails. So again, we'll create these emails in the email section that we just went through in the previous lesson, and we'll be able to select it from here. So I don't believe it's going to allow me to select any of these because they are emails that have already been sent, but just know that you'll be able to create draft emails and plug them in from this section right here. Then you'll be able to add in a delay. So you obviously don't want to be spamming people with an email every single day. So a lot of times companies will put in a 3 or 4 day break between the emails that they send. So this first email is usually like, hey, thanks for completing the form and downloading our free guide. We hope you learn from it, and here's what we recommend that you do to get the most use out of it. And then there's no real call to action. Maybe you could say, if you have any questions, reach out to our team by clicking this link and scheduling a call, or so on and so forth. But usually no hard sell in that first email. Then you get into a delay, and then you send another email. This one could be a little bit more like, hey, we wanted to check in and see how you are utilizing the free guide that you downloaded. Here are some other best practices and use cases. If you want to get more out of this, schedule a call with our team or upgrade to the full version of our service or product by clicking this button here and going to maybe your purchase or checkout page, whatever it might be. And then, if we wanted to continue to add to it, we can click the add button and we can look at all these different options. Um, you know, so this is like the delay here, and we can choose a specific calendar date or we can set an amount of time. So let's say we wanted to wait now 5 days between that email and the next email that we're going to send. So there's the delay, and then we would go ahead and add a communication, uh, and we will send an email. And then we'll choose an email from here again, and we'll be able to associate that. And then there's other kind of actions that you can take. We could put in a branch. So we can put in logic that'll say, if the user responds to the email, then end the sequence here. If they don't respond, then send one more email. So let's add this, and then we'll add the criteria. We'll say marketing emails. Let's just say this is the one that we're utilizing, and we'll say if the contact opened the email, then we're good here. We'll hit save. And then so if they did open the email, then we can select the branch and we can make sure that the workflow ends here. So actually we would just take that out. But if they didn't open the email, then we would maybe want to add in a delay. And then send one more email after that. So that's how that all works. So you can really have a lot of fun with this and customize it to help your team, again, be as efficient as possible with automations. Um, it won't let me submit this because I need to actually connect emails here, but once you're able to do that, you can close out and you will see it as a workflow, and you can always go back and modify that as you see fit.